Hello, my name is Katie Tunn and I live here on the Isle of Skye, right in the middle of the salmon farming industry. And I work as an ocean advocate and artist, and with that it means that I run beach cleans, I work with schools, help with whale rescues, do campaigning for marine conservation causes. And I take the pledge to say no to salmon farming and to say I will never eat farmed salmon again. And the reason for this is because I think it's a hugely damaging industry to our environment and to the wildlife that we have around us. We have such unique wildlife on the west coast of Scotland. It is amazing, and we're in such a unique place that we might actually get listed as a World Heritage Site. So that just shows how important it is here. And I believe that because we don't see what happens under the water, salmon farming gets away with a lot of things that land-based farming wouldn't. It's a very industrial process, it's a very intensive process, and recent statistics have said that it's 1 in 4 salmon, so that's 25% of salmon, actually die during the farming process due to sea lice, disease, or other parasites. And that's not okay. Imagine if a quarter of all our chickens or a quarter of all our pigs or cows or any other land-based livestock died. That is an unacceptable amount. But I'll quickly go through some other reasons why I don't agree with salmon farming. I'll give you 10 quick reasons. So firstly, for wildlife. Salmon farms are often built near seal colonies, and seals are routinely shot to protect the salmon from being predated by them. 2. Acoustic deterrent devices are used to keep away seals naturally. However, they have a big impact on marine wildlife such as dolphins, whales and porpoises. 3. Wild salmon. Wild salmon are being really badly affected by the sea lice coming off of salmon farms. Wild salmon are struggling anyway due to overfishing, due to predation, but the salmon farming industry at the moment is causing real problems for wild salmon, and that's a Scottish icon. That is, the leaping salmon up the stream, so that's something very precious, and we are very, very close to losing it because of this industry. 4. Chemicals are used to get rid of these lice, but alternative ways of getting rid of the lice include using natural predators for the lice, including wrasse and lumpsuckers. But these are being overfished down in the south of England, and it's tilting ecosystems and causing collapse down in the south of England because these species are being taken out. 5. This is a knock-on effect, industrial fishing of other species to go into the salmon feed. So when you're eating salmon, it's not just the salmon you're eating. There are all these other fish such as capelin and sand eels, which are really, really vital species for seabirds such as puffins or fulmars and all these kind of things. So we're taking away food from wildlife, which is already 60% of our wildlife has already gone in the world in the last, I'm not sure how many years, but we are losing wildlife. So taking this food to feed ourselves, to feed an animal which we then feed, is another step in the chain which is just damaging our wildlife and our natural environments. Number 6, the salmon themselves. Recent studies show that 1 in 4 salmon die from parasites, lice or diseases. We wouldn't allow this with land-based livestock. You can see videos of salmon with huge sores and welts. They are industrially packed in. This is totally against their evolution. These are migratory species. It is a cruel thing, and because they are fish, because we don't see them, it's hard to realise, it's hard to see just how cruel this can be. And then we get on to the environmental impact. So number 7, there's a huge volume of raw sewage that then goes into the environment under salmon farms. The amount of waste raw sewage is equivalent to, say, maybe a town. Think of that. There's data on it. I haven't got it here, but have a look it up. And then number 8, plastic pollution. Now this is a new thing with salmon farms, and when I run beach cleans, we now almost always find fish farm, salmon farm plastics, huge, great big bits of piping and feed bags and gloves and other bits of plastic which are just discarded or lost during the salmon fishing process. And that's a really big thing. People are beginning to realise about plastics now, and not only is this industry affecting our environment in terms of wildlife, but it's also beginning to add plastics to our environment, which is just not okay. Number 9, the chemicals in the water. So a new study which came out today shows that there's actually a tangible impact on ecosystems from the chemicals used to get rid of lice. These are in the farms that don't use lump suckerfish or wrasse or anything. And then, lastly, 10, these salmon farms, these new salmon farms, are displacing the creel fishing industry. The Scottish Creel Fishing Federation have come out and said that this is a problem for creel fishing. And also, creel fishing is an incredibly sustainable way to fish the sea, to harvest the sea. It is a passive way of fishing, and it's a traditional and important way of fishing. It's part of many people's livelihoods here. So those are 10 quick-ish reasons why I'm saying no to salmon farming and why I take the pledge not to buy farmed salmon.